share. Okay, so we're good to go. Excuse me. This is we've got this week's lesson and next week, and then we're having a break for summer, and we'll be back in September. I think I've got a date penciled in September, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. I think it's probably about 12th or something like that. I'll let everybody know, and if you can let me know whether you want to carry on next year or not, that would be great. If you think I'm a rubbish teacher and you don't want to have an awkward conversation with me, you can just discreetly unlink yourself off the U3A website, and I'll understand. No worries. I don't know at this stage. I'll check with her whether Claire Bish's Spanish Improvers class is going to be running and whether she'll have any room. But I will check with Claire this week and see if I can give folk an update on that. Some of you might like to join Claire's class. I know your level of Spanish is pretty good, and next year I always envisaged this class would be a sort of follow-on from the basic, and we're probably going to take a step or two back at the start of next year's course, so we pick up some of the people from the basic class who want to move up. So we might next year we might be getting a bit easy for some of you. Of course, if you want to carry on just for practice, familiarity, that's absolutely fine. We can do that. Okay, so what have we got this week? It's the same as last week, really, but with no book this week. So we're going to start not with last week's homework, but with the homework from the previous week and some queries that we had regarding last week's answers. So there was a few of these. I made a note of them. Ánimo, tienes que llegar a o hacia la meta. Come on, you have to reach your goal. Some people I think add hacia down, but it definitely has to be a. Hacia does mean towards or in the direction of, and although it sort of makes sense, it doesn't. We're stretching it a bit. So a was the right answer there. Another one was hasta donde hay que llegar, hasta el árbol que está en la esquina. So again, it was this difference between a and hasta in the first sentence that people were a little confused by, and very soon I was confused by it too. So hasta donde hay que llegar, how far do you have to go? A donde hay que llegar, where do you have to go? So it's down to the translation, really, and both make sense with the answer to that question, which was towards the wood on the corner. So it's so I think either the big grey area, either would be fine, I think, in retrospect. ¿Cuántos kilómetros hay hasta a Valencia? Some people wanted to say Asia. I think that was given as an answer. That's certainly wrong. Asia indicates direction towards. So here Valencia is the end point, and so hasta or a is the correct answer. The correct pronoun preposition to use. And the final one, hay una foto sobre el piano. Well, you know, to be honest, I would say en el piano. The book said sobre and it didn't give an option. Sobre also means above, but en also means in. So personally, I'd say en, not sobre, but I think probably both are right. The book says sobre, so I think I just have to agree to disagree with the book in this case. So hopefully that's cleared those questions up. So we have last week's homework, which was maybe a bit more straightforward. I don't know. Let's see. Should we? Apple, you're at the top of my list here. You're at the top of my gallery. So, would you like to kick us off with these answers? We had to rearrange or put the bits of the sentence in the right order. What did you get for the second one?
Los cables van debajo del suelo.
Yes, great. Número 3.
Hay una estación cerca de mi casa.
Sí, muy bien.
Alfonso se sienta junto a mí.
Yep, perfect.
No pongas nada encima del televisor.
Perfect.
And te espero frente al hotel.
Good. Yeah, perfect. Well, that's a good start. I don't know how long we'll keep it up. Everybody happy with those?
Yeah.
They were pretty straightforward, weren't they? Yeah, they were pretty straightforward. The next exercise, we had little pictures. I thought the first picture was a bit confusing. I couldn't tell which was a cinema or not. It's a funny little box office window there, which I guess means it's a cinema. And we had to choose from various phrases, various prepositions in the box. So, Brian, how did you get on with these?
Hay un banco junto al cine. Hay muchos árboles alrededor del museo.
Sí, alrededor, sí.
Alrededor.
Oh no, alrededor.
Alrededor del museo. Las zapatillas están debajo de la cama.
Muy bien.
Hay un parque detrás del colegio. Colegio. La estación.
Colegio. It's a lot of things. Yeah.
Colegio. La estación está frente del hospital. Saturno está lejos de la Tierra.
Muy
Hay
bien.
un mosco camarero, yeah, mesero. Hay un mosca dentro de la botella.
It should be in the soup, really, but it's inside the bottle. Yes.
It should, yeah. Si han dejado la leche fuera de la nevera.
Muy bien.
He dejado el coche delante de la tienda.
Delante de la tienda.
Tengo una foto encima de la mesa.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of D's and he's and say I don't know how you say Sihan. So make sure we get that Spanish at for the E. We're in. You've slipped. You're normally pretty good. You've slipped a bit there. Se, not E.
I was still suffering from the college.
You are.
I was still suffering from the college.
That's really. Yeah. Okay. Great. Well done. Any queries on that? I think one or two of the pictures are a bit confusing.
Yeah, can
I had the park at the side of the college at first, but then I realised the others didn't fit. But I worked it out.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I need to do that one. Eric, what is the difference between frente and enfrente, please?
Well, not a great deal. I think frente al hospital is opposite the hospital. Enfrente, I think you can also use for enfrente de for opposite or in front of. It's not a great deal of difference between it, to be honest with you. So don't get too hung up on finding a difference. It doesn't matter.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Exercise 3. So, Jill's the next on our list. Jill, did you get a chance to do homework this week with all the comings and goings?
I sent it to you. Did you not get my email?
Oh, yes, I did. I like to go through homework in the class rather than...
No, I just sent it to you in case I didn't make...
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so what we had to do here was complete the sentences with the prepositions in the box, and I think we've got 11 prepositions, so we can use them only once.
Okay. Yep. No podemos ir andando a la playa. Está lejos de aquí.
Oh, giving you the next one as well by mistake. That's it.
Oh, I hadn't seen it. La cola es muy larga. Hay casi 100 personas enfrente de nosotros.
I got delante de.
Detrás de.
Delante de.
I had in front of us.
I've got in front of.
I've got detrás de, behind us.
I've got delante de.
Okay, so let's see. So if that's wrong, one of your others may be wrong, and it may not It may not work out. So
See, that's the only one where detrasta fits.
No,
Delante de
no,
fits number 9.
I said
detrás.
ponte detrás de mí.
Yeah, because that means get behind me.
Yeah,
Get behind me.
I've
was here
already
first.
arrived.
I was here first.
I was here first.
Okay, come on. I'm glad controversy's reared its ugly head. It wouldn't be homework questions without it.
Okay.
Jill.
Eduardo no se siente nunca junto a Cristina.
Muy bien.
Okay. No hace falta ir en coche. El cine está cerca de mi casa. Las tijeras están dentro de uno de esos cajones. That sounds like something I might be saying today.
It's exactly, yes, yeah. That's
Bit
definitely
dodgy for a lady, that one.
You've got lots of boxes around the house, you have indeed.
Traje mala suerte pasar por debajo de una escalera. Okay.
Sí.
Por favor, no pongáis los pies encima de la mesa.
That's right, up on the table.
Hay una parada de autobús justo delante de mi casa.
Enfrente de mi casa. So that's where we got the queue and the bus stop transposed. Yeah.
Ponte detrás de mí. Yo he llegado primero.
Sí.
I think that's go behind me. Get behind me.
Yeah, put yourself behind me.
Yeah. En las fiestas colocan puestos alrededor de la plaza. I love that word, alrededor.
Alrededor, it's good, isn't it? Yes.
Already.
Deja el paraguas fuera de la casa.
Good, well done. So we just had a couple of disagreements with the answers in the book. It's a tough one to do this because so many are similar, and must say I went through it a couple of times before I checked the answers, and I didn't get them all as per the book the first time. There's a few grey areas, but that's good. Obviously got a good appreciation of prepositions there, Jill. Okay, let's move on.
Eric.
Sorry, somebody got a question?
Eric,
yes, Suzanne.
Yes. I'm sorry, I was eating my lunch while you were doing the first one. So I was on mute.
Yeah.
Exercise number 2, the 4th question. I had cerca de. That would be all right, wouldn't it? As well? Because I thought it's not behind the college. It's near the college.
Yeah. Well, that would be fine. But we were supposed to pick the prepositions from the examples in the box, and cerca de wasn't one of the options. So you've gone off-piste completely, Suzanne.
Well, probably. Yeah, I didn't pay any attention. Never mind.
But you're quite right. It would make sense, and I thought it was at the side of it. You thought it was close to it, and it turns out it was. Where was it? It was behind.
Well, it's not behind it though. That's why I've never looked at that one.
Yeah, no,
never mind.
It's picture fooled us, I think. Anyway, yeah, second day is certainly fine.
Thank you.
But it wasn't on the list of prepositions that we could choose. So let's go on to puedes decir. Now, this is just a bit of fun. It's to try to improve our vocab and also put us on the spot to make us think on the hoof. So, what have we got first? Puedes decir dos actividades que se haces antes de acostarse. Who are we going to choose for this? I think we just choose Suzanne because she's, with her questions, she's nipped up my gallery. Suzanne, can you tell us 2 activities that you do before you go to sleep or go to bed?
Limpio mi dientes, teeth.
Sí, limpio.
Clean my teeth.
Sí, sí.
What else do I do?
You normally polish off that big glass of gin next to your bed.
Poner el pijamas.
Sí, poner los pijamas. Sí, sí. Muy bien, muy bien. I'd suggested these. Me limpio los dientes. Don't forget, when we're talking about body parts, we don't refer to them with a possessive pronoun. Not my teeth, it's the teeth. And the same, me lavo la cara. I wash the face. It's obvious it's your face.
That's why I need to do another year in this class.
You don't go around washing other people's faces, unless they're little children, in which case, yeah, you can do. But me pongo los pijamas, and I added these. Leo un libro, además le doy un beso a mi esposa. Which is essentially, you get into trouble if you don't do that, but it's always a pleasure. Anybody else got any that I've not thought of?
Meducho.
Meducho, see?
Contar los ovejas. I'm trying to say count sheep. Contar los
Ovejas.
Ovejas.
Yes.
Perhaps not.
Yeah.
Apaga la luz.
See? You put out the lights, yeah?
Voy a los servicios. I don't know how you say it. What a toilet. Or the el baño.
Baño, see, yeah. Okay, I do that before I go to bed, but I always wake up about 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And have to do it again. It's this. I've reached a certain age, so nothing we can do about it. Okay, what's the next one? Puedes decir 3 factores meteorológicos. That's a hard word to say. So where are we? Susan. What about Susan? Would you? Three factors, 3 items of weather, 3 parts of weather.
Well, la lluvia.
Very appropriate today.
Sí. Mucho nublado. Mucho nublado. Hace sol.
Sol, sí, hace sol, muy bien.
Está calor. O hace calor.
Hace calor, sí.
Hace
sol,
calor.
Hace calor. Hace frío. Sí.
What's it? Snowing? Nieve?
Nieve, sí. Nieve.
Nieve?
Nieve.
Nieve, yes.
Yeah.
Sí.
Well, you've definitely got 3 there. That's good going. This was my little list. So lluvia, rain, niebla, fog, nieve, snow. We have viento frío, seem to have had a lot of that this year. Granizo is hail, and we might be getting this later on, or tomorrow afternoon, according to my weather app. Truenos y relámpagos. Sol, por supuesto, nublado, tormenta. As who said Jill likes the word alrededor. I love the word tormenta, storm. And I thought the weather had been so miserable at times. What would I like? Una cálida brisa. That would be nice. A warm breeze. Does anybody?
Pienso que lightning was rayos.
Rayos?
Rayos? No. Or lightning. Relámpagos.
There might be.
There is another word for lightning as well as relámpagos.
That could well be. Yeah, that could well be, Jill. Susan, I don't know that off the top of my head.
No.
Relampago.
Relampago. Yeah, relampagos. See.
Well, that's even more difficult.
So,
I've just looked and we've had rayo before for lightning.
Yeah, what do you get? What was it, Suzanne?
Sorry, my internet connection is not very good. I'm just saying I've written words down, so we must have had that before, and it's el rayo, lightning.
Yes, sí, bueno.
Rayo.
Rayo.
Okay. I'll add that to the list.
Sí.
Good.
Bueno.
Okay, so puedes decir las partes de una casa. Ken,
yeah.
You it doesn't say how many you have to do, so we'll let you off with 3. But if you can keep going, then that's great.
El suelo. Yeah.
El suelo.
Suelo, the floor. Suelo.
Suelo, yeah.
Window is. Puerta.
Puerta, sí.
Yeah, puerta. Ventana.
Muy bien.
Pano. El pano.
Baño, sí.
Baño.
It's an N-Y, not an N-A. So, baño, yeah. Well, you got 4 there, so you've achieved the goal.
Thank you.
I put these down. La cocina, el baño, el salón, la sala. These are rooms. It wasn't clear to me whether you'd had rooms or parts of the house. So, la habitación, el dormitorio, el techo, roof or ceiling, la pared, wall, las escaleras, las ventanas, las puertas, and el piso, floor. Suelo, okay, good. We had some other suggestions in this morning's class. Muro is also wall. So el muro, el ático, which is almost perfect cognate. El sótano, which is basement, and el comedor was another suggestion. So we're just about there, I think. Good, good. Well done. So, time for a bit of verb practice. So this is working out perfectly. We've got two lessons left, including this one, and we've got 4 verbs to go. So 2 today and 2 next week, and job's a good one. I was thinking that we've only gone through the conjugations in the present tense, and we probably ought to look at the conjugations in both the preterite imperfect at some stage, but anyway, we're not going to get that done this year, or this term, that's for sure. So, what verbs are we going to do this week? Viajar means to travel or to circulate. Somebody say we've done that. Have we done
I
that?
said yes, I thought we had.
Have we?
Oh, well, I'm in the minority, sorry.
It's perfectly possible, Susan. My filing system's not as great as it could be, and my head is sometimes a bit muddled, so it could be you could be getting deja vu, or I could have done it twice. Well, if we have done it before, the answers are going to be spot on. Who's next on the list? Ken's just done one, so it's Maggie next.
Eric, the issue is, I think you've given us the answer again on the pre-minutes. That's where we've seen it.
Oh, right.
So you should get 100% answers now.
Okay. Right.
I thought I'd seen Viajar.
So, Maggie, what for conjugating viajar?
Viajo. Viajas. Viaja.
It's something moss, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it does. I mean, viajamos.
Viajamos is bang on, yeah.
Right. Viajais.
Muy bien.
Viajais. Viajan.
See. Good. So, couple of sentences there. Can you translate those? El metro viaja hasta las 2 de la mañana los sábados.
The metro runs until 2 in the morning on Saturdays.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Right.
No.
My boyfriend and I are going to travel to Ecuador this winter.
Yeah.
Winter in Vienna.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Muy bien. So sometimes Spanish is a really concise language. You've got one short word to describe 2 or 3 words of English. Sometimes it's the other way around. And what about this sentence, Maggie? Viajar con la mochila al hombro. Do you know what
No.
la mochila?
No.
No, it's a backpack.
Oh, right.
So viajar con la mochila al hombro means to backpack.
Oh, right.
To travel with a backpack on your back. No, we call it a backpack. I think they call it a mochila is one of those little things you stick on your back, which is a backpack. But that's what backpacking is in Spanish. Viajar con la mochila al hombro.
Why is it I always thought it was just la mochila. So is it always like a big backpack? Because it says it's a man's backpack.
Mochila is a, I don't know.
No, hombro.
I presume
No,
it's,
I'm thinking of
that's on the back, you know.
Hombre's shoulder, is it?
Shoulder.
Yes.
Hombro back, los hombres shoulders, yeah. Hombro back, yeah. So, yeah, well, I think this is one thing where size doesn't matter, Suzanne. It's
I just got
una mochila if it's a little one or a big one. I think it's the same. You could specify
Eric,
pequeño or grande.
I'm just not with it.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Hombro is man.
Okay, volver, to return, to turn back, to come back, or to turn. So a few different meanings there. Let's go through this. Apple, can you conjugate volver?
Yes. Vuelvo, vuelves, vuelve. Volvamos, volvéis, vuelen.
So it's a stem changer. So we get a slightly different start. The stem changes. Volvemos. It's an ER verb. Good. So it's one of these verbs where there's a lot of different uses. They get their money's worth out of volver. So to return is one that we can use regularly. So what does that mean, Apple? Vuelve con el recibo si quieres un crédito en la tienda.
Return with a receipt if you want credit note in the shop.
Yeah.
Good, that's good.
Yeah. What about odio tener que volver al trabajo?
I hate to have to come back to work.
Yep. Solo llevo una semana de vuelta, pero ya quiero volver a España.
Is it something like, I have only been back a week, but already I want to return to Spain?
Very good, yeah, bang on. It can also mean again. This is a little bit more hard to give a direct translation, but tengo que volver a limpiarlo todo.
I have to clean everything again.
Volverá a llover este fin de semana.
The end of the week.
This weekend, yeah.
This weekend.
Llover, we've just had in weather, haven't we? Lleve.
Oh, it's going to rain again this weekend.
That's right, yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
I hope that's not an accurate forecast. And just two more. Volvió la cabeza y allí estaba ella.
I turned my head and there she was.
Yeah, so this is in the preterite. So volvió is he or she.
Oh, he. Yes.
Turned the head, yeah.
Yeah.
And there she was. He turned his head and there she was.
Right.
She turned her head and there she was.
Oh.
And it can also mean to become or to grow to be. So los años la volvieron cínica y amargada.
With the years, she became cynical and bitter.
Mm-hmm. Good. Excellent. Well done. Well done. So we're going to move on. Volver can also be reflexive, volverse, to become. Andrea se volvió un poco difícil durante la adolescencia. Andres became a little difficult in adolescence. I think we've all had those, not just Andreas. Te has vuelto flaquito desde que comenzaste la dieta.
You have become.
Yeah, sorry, you've become skinny since you started the diet, your diet. Flaquito. That's quite a nice word, isn't it? Flaquito. When we're talking about words that we enjoy, that's a nice word. Good. So, week 4 of prepositions. I've got quite a long chunk of prepositions today. It's they were relatively straightforward prepositions. A, de, en. What else did we have? We had sobre. Now, I think these are all prepositions that we've used quite a bit, but and you kind of think you know how to use them because we've been using them so much. And when I started to read this, I thought, crikey, I'm either overanalyzing this, or I've not understood. So I ended up a little bit more confused after I'd done this exercise than I was before I started. Hopefully, you don't have the same. It doesn't have the same effect on you. So let's have a look anyway. So one uses the preposition a before a direct object, and the example is le regalo mi portátil a Pedro. Tienes que dar la comida a los gatos. I've given my laptop to Pedro. You have to feed the cats. We wouldn't say to the cats, would we, in English? But I think we've got used to putting it in Spanish. Also, you use a before the direct object when it refers to people, animals, or personified things belonging to people, or with verbs that require the direct object of the person. For example, anoche vimos a Elena en el concierto. We saw Elena at the concert last night. So the verb ver requires the preposition a when it comes before the when it relates to the direct object. Tengo que llevar a Fifi. I have to wash Fifi. Llevar a Fifi. Algunas personas quieren mucho a sus perros. Some folk love their dogs a lot. Okay, that all sounded pretty reasonable to me. I think I would have used a in all of those, but I did kind of realize that I probably use a where it's not required. I don't actually think this is a major problem. It's a bit of a slip of grammar, but I don't think it's a major problem. But you shouldn't use a before the direct object when it refers to personified animals and things. When it refers to something, someone indeterminate or after the verb haber. So there's a few examples here. Has visto las vacas que hay en el establo? Have you seen the cows in the barn? You don't need to say has visto a las vacas. I think I would have done. I'd have stuck an at in there. Necesito un médico. So, this is something, a person undetermined. I need a doctor. So I wouldn't have put that in there. That seems logical to me. Hoy hay poca gente en el concierto. Today there aren't many people at the concert. And again, I don't think I would have done it there. That seems logical to me. But I would have certainly put an a in has visto a las vacas, I would have said. And it doesn't need it because the animals are not personified. They don't belong to anybody. Okay. Does that seem logical? Anybody got any groans that they want to emit at this stage? So also to indicate purpose with verbs of movement. For example, el fontanero ha venido a arreglar el baño. The plumber has come to fix the bathroom. So a arreglar.
So could you use por or para there instead of a? Could you use para in order to?
I would have understood what you were saying perfectly well.
Won't do. No,
If you
it's not
said para.
accepted.
Yeah, if you said
Okay,
para.
thank you.
Yeah, so I would understand that. So in my somewhat lax definition of speaking Spanish is, if you're understood, it's great. It's and I think it would make perfect sense in order to indicate the means, the manner of doing something. So, hoy hemos comido calamares a la romana. We ate battered squid today, a la romana. And I've got used to, through use, I've got used to putting the preposition in there, a la romana. Estas sandalias están hechas a mano. These sandals are handmade. Hechas a mano, handmade. So, where are we? Yeah, sorry, we finished, haven't we? Next one. Did I have two? Did I have two? Yeah, sorry, I've got two slides the same. That's going to confuse everything, isn't it? Para indicar materia y tema o contenido, to for example, me encantan las tartas de chocolate. I love chocolate cake. Necesito una gramática de español. So I've missed the top thing here. So we're on the preposition de now, not a. So sorry, I've got my slides doubled up, and then I've missed the top out. So one uses de to indicate content of something or the theme of something. Also to indicate the purpose. For example, necesito gafas de sol. I need sunglasses. So the glasses, purpose of the glasses are to prevent sun on your eyes. Gafas de sol, and that's a phrase we used. Again, I'm sort of comfortable with these. These all seem fine with me. To indicate characteristics, la chica de la falda amarilla es Argentina. The girl in the yellow skirt is Argentinian. Fernando tiene una niña de 10 años. Fernando has a 10-year-old girl, and I think we'd all put de in there. That makes perfect sense. Se usa en. One uses en with means of transport. For example, el viaje al Machu Picchu se hace en tren or en autobús. En tren, en autobús is fine, pero no en pie. Se usa a pie o a caballo. No en pie or en caballo. So just to throw a spanner in the works. We've talked about walking a pie quite a bit, haven't we, on foot? I've not used on horse, by horse, that much, but a caballo, a pie is exceptions to that. We also use en to indicate the way to do something, or with languages. Me gusta trabajar en silencio. I like to work in silence. No me hables en ruso. No te entiendo. Don't speak to me in Russian. I don't understand you. And this is working pretty much like English, isn't it? It makes good sense to us, and I think that's pretty logical. Sobre. Sobre to mean, we've had it to mean above or on, but it can also indicate approximation. El cartero suele llegar sobre las 10. The postman usually arrives around 10 o'clock, sobre las 10. And to indicate a topic or subject, again, we'd probably translate this as about in English. Mañana hay una conferencia sobre la globalización. There's a conference about globalization tomorrow. Estoy escribiendo un libro sobre Miguel Ángel Asturias. I'm writing a book about Miguel Ángel Asturias. these are pretty logical, but I don't know. The more I thought about them, the more I thought, oh, do I really understand these, or am I just confusing myself? Is everybody happy with that? Yeah. All seems pretty reasonable, doesn't it? Good. So I have I've sent you as part of the notes this week a little well, some notes about the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, and we don't need the PowerPoint now, so I'll stop the share and we'll just go back onto the screen. So the CEFR, Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, is a means of assessing how good we are at speaking a language, what our level of language skills are. And there are 6 levels: A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2, and I thought you might find it interesting to see the definitions of the different levels, and also maybe try to work out where you are on the different levels. Do I understand this? So on. I was kind of hoping that everybody here was a good solid A2, nudging into B1, and I know some of you have tested yourselves, and there is a link in the notes to a site called Cervantes, and it's a language school, and they put this online test up so you can test yourself, see what level you are, and then when you ring for a lesson, you can tell them. My dog's just pacing the room. I don't know. It's probably past, and she knows she's going to be let out and get a dog biscuit for being good. She's got a very good internal clock, my dog. So you can go onto that website, just click on the link and take the test, and you keep going until you don't get enough to move up to the next level, and it will give you an indication of where you are. You may not want to know where you are, and that's perfectly okay. But you may be bitterly disappointed, or you may be quietly smug and satisfied with yourselves. I know a few of you have done it already, and those that were only A1 have kept quiet about it. But
I don't mind admitting, Eric. I don't mind admitting.
Admitting that you got B2.
I got 6 out of 10. And it said that to go to the next stage, I should have got 8.
Oh, yes, indeed, yeah. Well, what level were you on at that stage?
A1.
Oh, wait, you're much better than A1. You're much better than A1. You should do it again. That's you weren't concentrating. Yeah. So it can be a bit misleading in Tony's case.
Well, I thought if I admitted that might tempt others.
Yeah, I know a few have done it. Jill's done it, haven't you, Jill? And Julie did it. Julie and her husband Paul did it, and Paul used a dictionary, Julie, which I think I didn't tell him he's a cheat because I thought that would dishearten him, but I was aghast that he'd used a dictionary. That's fine. So I mean, I'd encourage you all to do that. This is just for interest. It's no great value to us, but it is interesting. And take the test. Let me know how you get on. What we want to do during the summer is just to keep our Spanish brains active. Is choose a book and I can recommend a few books based on your level, so that you can, you know, you find it easy to read. The book will help you to improve your vocab, help to improve your grammar, but it's important not to try anything too hard, or it becomes too much of a chore. So I know quite a few of you have got books, and we did a B1 book this time, and I think we all found that relatively easy, but we came across some words and some grammar that we didn't quite understand, so we had to look up. But if we just read it straight without any looking up, we would have got the gist of the story. So that's just about the right level, I think, to read at. Something that's interesting, but something that challenges you as well. And I'm going to suggest a few books for us next week. I'll put those in the lesson next week. And next week we're going to finish prepositions, and we're going to finish with por versus para, one of the great conundrums of Spanish, like ser via estar. I think we've got that nailed down. It generally doesn't trip us up, but por v para still catches me out from time to time. So we're going to have a look at that and see if we can get that nailed. Wonderful. Any questions from anybody? No.
Were you suggesting that book Amor Online?
Yeah,
next book?
That's definitely one we're going to do. That's a B1 book. I'll suggest a couple of A2. I'll suggest an A2 book as well, and another B1 book, because I know during the summer holidays you won't have any Spanish classes or homework, so you'll be extra time for reading, won't you? So you probably get through a couple of books in the summer, you know. And so I'll suggest a couple. It's entirely up to you. If you want to read them, great. If you don't, then no worries whatsoever. But I'll suggest a couple of B1s and a couple of A2s. I've got some A1s for the basic class, so I'll let you have a look at those, Tony. You can.
Okay. So these. So
you can see that you can see that your level's way above A1.
These books are, I can see now, aligned to this grading that you've been telling us about.
They are. That's right. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's have a
Eric.
look. B1.
Yes, Mangala.
Could you send us some links where we can listen to stories, to improve the listening ability?
Yeah.
Story, or those little films that
I'll let you.
show?
Yeah, I'll let you have a couple of YouTube channels that have dialogue.
Okay.
So some have dialogue with. I'll do that as part of a roundup for next week. Some have dialogue with subtitles. Some don't. It's a good idea to slow down the dialogue if it's a bit fast for you. But if you go into the settings on YouTube, you can slow the speed down to 75%, and it doesn't distort. So it's perfectly good to listen to. Yeah. Good idea, Mangala. I'll do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Wonderful. Thanks ever so much, everybody. Nice to see you. I'll see you all next week, hopefully. We've got quite a few people on holidays. It's that time of year, isn't it? We're all trying to get away in some nice weather before the summer holidays start. I've got some grandchildren next week because their summer holidays are already started. So I don't know how we're going to get on with that. I'm just going to leave them with my wife and the dog and see how they get on. So I'll see you all next week. Ciao.
Yes, thank you. Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.